Check, check, 1, 2, check, check, 1, 2. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry for the audio difficulties. But hopefully you guys will be enjoying the star of this West Hartford swim meet this season. Up next, our next heat in the girls 50-yard backstroke. The second heat on the 10 for this session. At first, we have Leila Mordal, Maria Howie, Emma Swanson, Evie Thomas, Marini Sridhar, Delaney Tyler, and Riley. Sorry, yes, thank you for tuning in to WHCI coverage of the Girls Swimming season. From 1 to 8 in our lanes. We have Sophia, Anitza, Sarah Kennedy, Katie, Lexi, Megan Holly, Nicole Ivan, Layla Chandler, Brenda Tempestelli, and Mary Carfon. Prepare for the fourth heat of this girls 50-yard backstroke. From lanes 1 to 8, we have Salma McLeod, Emily Morales, Sophie Scarlato, Anna Finn, Haley Howland, Molly Stead, and Adriana Giacchino.
It's different. The athletes have to be.
And they're off. Coming up at the 50, we have from lanes 1 to 8, Caroline Scott, Annie Rua, Rachel Alejandro, Lauren Dodge, Lauren Seala, Alyssa Gentile, Penny Tucci, and Jian Zhang. Jian Zhang.
Leon, Rachel Matthews, Alex Stepanik, and Victoria Korzak. And coming in at first for the 8th heat is lane number 1 with a time of 31.35. Lexi Dominguez take it. Lexi Dominguez takes it. For heat number 9 out of the 10, for the girls 50-yard backstroke, Ella Pape from lanes 1 to 8. Ella Pape. Sorry. Cecilia Peck. Sioran Kim. Lillian Miller. Belle Christensen. Tally Horesco. Hannah Socha. And Peyton Maynard. All right, and the results. Coming in at first is lane number 6 with a time of 31.19 seconds. That is our contestant, Tally Horesco. Nice. And for our last heat of the girls' 50-yard backstroke, from lanes 1 to 8, Julia Lasses, forgive me my pronunciation, Julia Lasezowski, I think. Cora Doucette, Aria Mulmy, Elizabeth Bodie, Amanda Ford, Ziggy Edney, Jane Harhay, and Grace Shu. And with a dominant finish, clocking in at 28.68 seconds, our 4th lane, Elizabeth Bodie, finishes the job. All right, and that's all 10 heats of the girls' 50-yard backstroke. Our next 7 heats are the girls' 100-yard breaststroke, for a total of 7 heats. Our first heat, there's a total of 4 swimmers from lanes 3 to 6, Tenzin Thubten, Harini Sridhar, Maddie Zarkazuski, and Sarah Skobo. Once again, forgive my pronunciation of these names. All right, and we're getting ready for the 100-yard breaststroke. Once again, our 4 contestants for this first heat from lanes 3 to 6, Tenzin Thubten, Harini Sridhar, my bad, Maddie Zakarzuski, and Sarah Skobo. Taking the lead is lane number 3. Thubton is taking a dominant start for this first half of the 100 yards. See if she can keep this momentum as she enters the second half. As we getting close to the end of our first heat with a Tenzin Thubton takes the lead with a time of 129.12. All right, and as we get ready for Heat 2 from lanes 1 to 8, Julie Levy, Caroline Saunders, Layla Tempestilli, Megan Hoban, Mariella Potter, Dion Zhang, Audrey Clark, and Jillian Brush. All right, and a dominant performance with a big, long, strong lead from lane number 7, Audrey Clark, for the first half. The final 25 meters left, 25 yards left. Audrey Clark still in the lead, but Dion Zhang quickly closing in and right behind her. It'll be a tight finish. We'll see who will finish first for this second heat. And the results are in. Coming in at first place, Audrey Clark at lane number 7 finishes first with a time of 1:22.51. And as we approach to the third heat of the 100-yard girls breaststroke, from lanes 1 to 8, Rowan Seal, Sarah Flynn, Alyssa Puskars, Diona Gashi, Katie Shaletsky, Rachel Gentile, and Caroline Nichols. And they're off. All right, coming in for the first half, lanes 3 and 4 are neck and neck. This one is much closer than all the other ones, folks. We'll see if this continues on. Coming in for the second half. And as we're closing in to the final 25 yards, lane number 4's Diona Gashi seems to be taking the lead, quite an immense lead. And with the results coming in, lane number 4 finishes first, Diona Giosh, with a time of 1:20.92. All right, and we prepare for the next heat, the 4th heat of the 100-yard girls breaststroke. Lane number 1 features Yasmin Hafez. Lane 2, Danielle Kim. Now, lane number 4, Lucy Bosneo, something like that, sorry. Lane number 6, Kayla Loney. And number 7, Denitsa Paneva. And as we start to finish for the first half of this 100-yard breaststroke, lane number 4's Lucy Bosaneo's strong dominant lead. And lane number 4 finishes first, Lucy Boisanou. The 5th heat of the 100-yard girls breaststroke, from lanes 1 to 8, Noelle Launder, Jennifer Park, Donna Park, Lauren Lord, Kira Nguyen, Elizabeth Evans, Molly Hoban, and Molly Newton. All right, and the 5th heat is coming up. And they're off. and this one's pretty neck and neck. Lanes 4 through 7 are all pretty close as they approach the second half. As we approach the final 25 yards, looks like lane number 4's Lauren Lord seems to be taking out the lead. Let's see if she can finish this strong as first. Close behind is lane number 5's Kieran Nguyen. And the results of our 5th heat. Lane number 4 comes in first with at 1 minute 15:63. Lauren Lord. Coming in at heat number 6 out of 7 for the girls 100-yard breaststroke. From lanes 1 to 8, we have Regan Birdshaw, Claire Haverly, Julia Morcos, Amanda Ford, Abigail Miko, Lila Harhe, Mia Kennedy, and Rosalie Alonso. All right, and as we approach the second half, lane number 4 is Amanda Ford. Seems to be pulling ahead as we enter the second half. As we approach the final 25 yards, lane number 4 seems to continue a dominating performance. And as we end this heat, the final heat of the 100-yard girls breaststroke, lane number 4 finishes first with a 1:15:05. Oh, sorry, second to last. My bad. As for our actual last girls 100-yard breaststroke, from lanes 1 to 8, we have Gwen Bai, Veronica Okarowski, Ella Lando, Maria Lee, Samantha Chimaki, Ella Hall, Olivia Prokowski, and Katie Atwood. As we approach the second half, lane number 4. Lane number 3 and lane number 4 are neck and neck as we enter the second half. We'll see if Maria Lee and Maria Lee and Ella Nadal can finish strong. We'll see who comes out on top. Approaching the last 25 yards, still neck and neck. 4th lane is pulling ahead. Very so slightly. And the results, lane 4 finishes first with a 1:08:04. Lane 3 finishes very closely behind at a 1:08:53. But Maria Lee takes it. All right, and that was all the heats for the girls 100-yard breaststroke. Well, moving on to our next set of heats, we have a total of 15 heats for the girls 50-yard freestyle. In our first heat of 15 from lanes 1 to 8, we have Sahira Lopez, Morgan Johnson, Maddie Zakarzuski, Sarah Scobo, Caitlin Curran, Gabby Costa, and Sylvie Otter. All right, and we're getting ready for the fourth set of heats with the girls 50-yard freestyle. And the first heat is getting ready. And they're off. All right, as we approach the second half, a strong domineering performance from lane number 8, coming in with the lead. And the results of our first heat coming in at first. Lane number 8 finishing at a 31.25. Sylvie Otter. For heat number 2 of the girls 50-yard freestyle from lanes 2 to 8, we have Maria Howie, Lila Mordov, Yaren Kaya, Courtney James, Marley Bloom, Ella McKenzie, and Liliana Kostecki. And they're off. All right, now as we approach the second half, it looks like a pretty close neck-and-neck race, but it seems like lane number 3 is pulling ahead. We'll see who finishes first, as our first place winner is lane number 3, finishing at a 33.95. Congratulations to Lila Mordov. For our third heat of the 15 for the girls 50-yard freestyle from lanes 1 to 8, Bromley Corona, Phoebe Thomas, Maddie Pugliese, Layla Tempestilli, Nicole Ibrahim, Alyssa Poscars, Sophia Mangilo, and and Lily Weckner. All right, and coming in with the second half, neck and neck. However, it looks like fourth lane is pulling up ahead. We'll see who finishes first as the results. First lane, our winner is lane number 4, finishing with a time of 30:10. Congratulations to Layla Tempestelli. Heat number 4 of our girls 50-yard freestyle from lanes 1 to 3, 5, 7, and 8. Delaney Towie, Julie Levy, Tenzin Thubton, Emma Swanson, Reagan Birdshaw, and Callie Howley. All right, as we approach the second half, lane number 3 is coming out with the lead, but lane number 7 close behind. It's neck and neck. Who will finish this first? Coming in at first is lane number 3 with a time of 30:13. Lane number 7 close behind with a 30:28. Congratulations to 1 to 8. We have Emily Butler, Caroline Nichols, Megan Hoban, Molly Mays, Olivia Korzak, Caroline Saunders, and at lane number 8, Alexa Henderson. All right, and this heat is pretty neck and neck. As we approach the second half, lane number 5 and lane number 6 seems to have the lead here. Let's see if they can finish strong. And coming in first for this heat is lane number 1 with a time of 30:75. Congratulations to Emily Butler. All right, and we enter heat 6 out of 15 for the girls 50-yard freestyle. From lanes 1 to 8, we have Alyssa Gentile, Mariella Potter, Aubrey Perugini, Cassie Landez, Taylor McNamara, Marin Tarfano, and Charlotte Willard. All right, approaching the second half, looks on is also pretty neck and neck. Lane 7 came out ahead, but looks like they're being overtaken as lanes 4 and 5 continue pioneering ahead. And as we see the results, lanes 4 and 5 finish neck and neck. Lanes 4 finishing first at 30:55, and lane 5 finishing second at 30:79. Congratulations to Taylor McNamara. As we approach into heat number 7 out of 15, from lanes 1 to 8, we have Molly Stead, Colby Sizer, Yasmin Hafiz, Zoe Braun, Kaylee McNamara, Salma Maclad, Lila Kraj, and Audrey Clark. 7 out of 15 now. All right, approaching the second half, lane 8 coming in with the first domineering lead. We'll see if lane 8 can maintain this momentum. And the results, lane 8 continues their momentum and finishes first with a time of 28:68. Audrey Clark takes it. Continuing on to heat number 8 out of 15, from lanes 1 to 8, we have Olivia Gordon, Rachel Gentile, Penny Tuccio, Peyton Romero, Josie Nesta, Sophia Fiskwald, Kayla Loney, and Ava Lynn. Approaching the second half, lane 3 is coming out ahead with strong momentum as we finish with lane number 4, actually, taking it first with a 27:54. Congratulations to Zoe Braun. Or sorry, Peyton Romero. My bad. All right. And we move on to heat number 9 out of 15 for the girls 50-yard freestyle. Lanes 1 to 8. We have Noah Launder, Leah Skates, Jessica Verkerman, Amalia Baird, Hannah Kaufman, Olivia Froel, Ella Hall, and Dana Platter. All right. And as we continue to the second half, very neck and neck. Looks like lanes 5 and 4 or 5 and 6 are pulling ahead ever so slightly. And our results, lane number 5 finishes first with a time of 28:20. Congratulations to Hannah Kaufman. All right, and as we continue on to heat number 10, from lanes 1 to 8, we have Sophie Redfern, Isabel Baggio, Lexi Dominguez, Kiara Leon, Lucy Schwartz, Gwen Bai, and Katie Atwood. All right, and as we approach the second half, looks neck and neck. Looks like lane 1 is pulling ever so slightly ahead over the others. And the results, lane 1 finishes first at 27:50. Congratulations to Sophie Redfern. As we approach into heat 11 out of 15 from lanes 1 to 8, we have Seon Kim, Ruby Toms, Sophia Edelman, Martha Smith, Molly Womer, Kristen Timpano, Lauren Dodge, and Nia Villanueva. And we're getting ready for heat 11. And they're off. As we approach the second half, we have a neck and neck from lanes 4 and 5 with lanes 3, 2, and 1 coming in close behind. We'll see who finishes out first. Lane number 8 also taking a dominating position. We'll see who finishes first. And lane number 4 finishes first with a 28.01. Congratulations to Martha Smith. All right, and we continue on to heat 12 out of 15 for the girls 50-yard freestyle. From lanes 1 to 8, we have Taylor Leaplay, Rachel Matthews, Victoria Korzak, Peyton Maynard, Cecilia Peck, Tali Horesco, and Xian Zhang. And approaching the second half, 6 and 4. Although every other lane coming in close behind. We'll see who finishes first. And our first place winner is lane number 2, coming in with a 28:40. Congratulations to Rachel Matthews. All right, as we approach into heat 13 out of 15 for the girls 50-yard freestyle from lanes 1 to 8, we have Maggie Maloney, Cora Doucette, Grace Shu, Lacey Boisanu, Anna Jacob, Lillian Miller, Hannah Socha, and Haley Wines. And coming out of the second half, lanes 5 and 6 are coming out with a lead. However, lane 3 is coming in very close behind. Lane 5 takes it first with a 27:11. Congratulations to Anna Jacob. All right, and with our final 2 heats for the girls 50-yard freestyle at heat number 14 from lanes 1 to 8, Lucy Pincinse, Rachel Alejandro, Layla Lamore, Mary Sampara, Samantha Chemaki, Kaylee Polnick, Alex Cezapanik, and Lila Harhe. As we approach the second half, lanes number 5 and 6 are coming out strong. Who will take over one or another? The results, lane number 5 overtakes lane number 4 with a time of 26:87, finishing first. Congratulations to Samantha Chemaki. All right, and as we approach the final heat of the girls 50-yard freestyle from lanes 1 through 8, Belle Christensen, Miriam Yoel, Abigail Miko, Ella Nadeau, Ella Pape, Gracie Loney, Julia Lazuski, and Miriam Labads. All right, and approaching the second half with the final heat, looks like lane number 5 is coming out first. However, close behind is lane number 4. And our results, lane number 4 overtakes lane number 5 first with a time of 25:93. Congratulations to Ellen Du. And that wraps up the girls 50-yard freestyle. As we move on to our next set of heats, the girls 100-yard backstroke. We have a total of 8 heats for this. And as we enter in heat number 37 out of 85 total for this afternoon. Starting off our first heat from lanes 3 through 8 for the girls 100-yard backstroke. Leela Moradov, Dana Pletter, Harini Siridhar, Amelia Silisk, Aubrey Paragini, and Bromley Corona. All right, and we're getting ready for the first heat for the girls 100-yard backstroke. And they're off. All right, and coming out of the first quarter of the 100-yard backstroke, lane number 3 seems to be lane number 4 actually seems to be taking quite the lead. And as we continue into the second half, lane number 4 seems to continue this momentum. Let's see if they can handle it and continue finishing strong for the last quarter. And as we approach the last quarter, lane number 4 finishing strong with a dominating lead compared to all the other lanes. And finishing first is lane number 4 with a time of 1:19.41. Congratulations to Dana Pletter. All right, and as we move into heat number 2, from lanes 1 to 8, we have Megan Hoban, Emily Morales, Rachel Alejandro, Fiona Power, Selma Maclad, Nia Villanueva, and Cassie Landez at lane number 8. And they're getting ready. And they're off. Starting off strong, it looks like most of these lanes are pretty neck and neck, with lanes 3 and 4 coming out with a very slight lead. So continuing into the second quarter, we'll see who has the better turnaround, and it looks like lane number 6 is actually taking with a strong turnaround. However, lanes 3 and 4 are quickly catching up. Lane number 2 actually taking the lead right now. We'll see who can continue this momentum as they continue on to the second half with this turnover, who comes out on top. Lane number 2 seems to be taking quite the lead compared to every other lane thus far. Let's see if they can keep up this momentum as they approach the final quarter. And with the final turnover, it looks like lane number 2 is neck and neck with lane number 6. However, lanes 4 and 5 are catching back up. Who will finish first? And our results, our first place winner is lane number 6, coming in with a 1:17.12. Congratulations to Nia Villanueva. All right, as we approach heat number 3, from lanes 1 to 8, we have Celia Filoto, Isabel Baggio, Jessica Vickerman, Madeline Mancini, Peyton Romero, Ava Muharrem, Lizzie Goschel, and Hannah Fink. And they're off. All right, and with a strong start from everyone, lanes 1 and 4, or lanes 1 and 5, look like they're coming out very slightly ahead as we approach into the second quarter. We'll see how strong the turnovers make. And it looks like lane number 5 coming out with a clear lead over everyone else. Let's see if they can continue this momentum as they enter the third quarter. And And looks like lane number 5 coming out with a strong, dominating performance. Lanes 1, 3, 1, 4, and 6 somewhat far behind. It's coming in close, neck and neck. And as we approach the final quarter, lane number 5 has a dominating position. All right, and as we approach the as we get our results, lane number 5 finishes first with a 1:07.49. All right. Congratulations to Peyton Romero. All right, and we enter our 4th heat with lanes 1 through 8. Sophia Adelman, Kaylee McNamara, Molly Newton, Ruby Toms, Donna Park, Kiara Leon, Hannah Socha, and Danitza Peneva. As they get ready. And they're off as we enter the 4th heat of the girls' 100-yard backstroke. And it looks like it's all neck and neck. However, lanes 1 and 7 coming out first. Let's see how they will do in the turnover as they approach the 2nd quarter. And coming into the 2nd quarter, lane 8 actually seems to be coming out on top, or lane 7, sorry. With lanes 5 and 4 coming in close behind. We'll see as they continue on to the 3rd quarter. And it looks like lane number 7 is pretty neck and neck with lane 1. Lane 1 catching up, actually taking the lead over here. We'll see who can continue as they finish strong with the last quarter. Lane 7 looks like they've taken the lead. However, it looks like lane 1 is kind of close, neck and neck. We'll see who finishes first. And our winner is lane number 7 coming in with a 1:11.42. Congratulations to Hannah Socha. All right, and we enter our 5th heat of the girls' 100-yard backstroke. From lanes 1 to 8, we have Julieta Garcia, Megan Joe, Cecilia Peck, Rosalie Lonzo, Natalie Koziel, Lucy Pincinci, pardon my pronunciation, Alexis Nguyen, and Sophie Redfern. All right, as we approach the 1st quarter, 2nd lane seems to be taking the lead. We'll see on the overturn as we go into the turnover. Looks like lane 4 is catching up and has come neck to neck with lanes number 5 and 2, my bad. We'll see how 3rd quarter shapes up. 3rd quarter coming out. Lanes 2 and 5 are still neck and neck. Lane 5 seem to be gaining a slight lead. However, lane 2 coming in razor sharply thin behind as we go into the last quarter. Lane 5 and lane 2 neck and neck. However, lane 5 seems to be taking a slight lead. Lane 2 coming up quickly close behind. Who finishes first? Our results. Lane number 5 finishes first with a 1:06.62. Congratulations to Natalie Koziel. All right. And we enter heat number 6, lanes 1 through 8. We have Anna Jacob, Jennifer Park, Olivia Froel, Belle Christensen, Bridget Morrison, McKenna Harms, Ella Pape, and Mia Kennedy. As they get ready. And they're off. All right, and it looks like first lane is taking the lead. We'll see who can come out on top with the second quarter. It looks like lane 8 and lane 1 is coming pretty close, neck and neck. We'll see how this continues to fare for the turnover for the third quarter. It looks like lane 1 has quite the lead. Lane 4 is coming back quite fast though, as we enter our final quarter. And with our final quarter, oh my goodness, lane 4 overtake lanes 1. We'll see if lane 1 can catch back up. And our results, finishing first is lane number 4 with a 106.49, overtaking lane 1 at the final quarter. Congratulations to Belle Christensen. All right, and then we enter into our 7th heat for the girls 100-yard backstroke. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Taylor Leoplay, Grace Chu, Miriam Yuel, Molly Mwomer, Mindy Zhao, Ziggy Edney, Sioran Kim, and Maggie Maloney. They're off. All right, and as we enter our first quarter, looks pretty neck and neck. However, lane 5 seems to be taking the lead, the slight lead. We'll see how these lanes fare over on the first turnover. As we enter the second quarter, lanes 5 and 6 coming out neck and neck. As we enter our third quarter, see how well they fare on the the second turnover. And lane 5 seems to have a strong dominating performance right now, with lanes 3 and 6 kind of close behind. We'll see if they can continue this momentum for the final quarter. Lane 5 still continuing strong. Lane 6 and 3 coming in not too far from behind them. And we finish this race with lane 5 finishing first with a 1:04.03. Congratulations to Mindy Zhao. As we approach the final heat of the girls 100-yard backstroke for the 8th heat, from lanes 1 through 8, Regan Sampson, Jane Harhay, Anika Paluska, Elizabeth Bodie, Arya Mulmi, Gracie Loney, Julia Morcos, and Tali Horesco. And they're off. All right, and as we enter the first quarter, lane 4 seems to have the strongest starts. Coming in at first, let's see how well they continue on with the turnover as we approach the second quarter. And it looks like lane 4 is still continuing to have a strong performance. Lanes 3 and 5 are somewhat close behind them as we enter the third quarter. Lane 4 still coming out strong. However, lane 3 is gaining momentum and actually catching up quite close to them. Let's see who finishes, who can keep up the momentum as we enter the last quarter. Lane 4 coming up with a good turnover. Lane 3 with a good distance behind them. Let's see if they can continue strong. And the results for the last heat is lane number 4 with a 1:02.80. Congratulations to Tali Horesco. All right, and that concludes all 8 heats of the girls 100-yard backstroke. As we move on to the next set of heats, the girls 50-yard butterfly. We have a total of 8 heats coming up. In our first heat, we have 3 racers from lanes 2, 4, and 6. Sylvie Otter, Courtney James, and Amelia Silasic. right, and once again, thank you for tuning in to WHCI for the girls, for the West Hartford Girls Swim Invite for the season. We're entering our 6th set of heats, the girls 50-yard butterfly. And once again, we have a total of 8 heats. Our first heat, we have a total of 3 racers from lanes 2, 4, and 6, Sylvia Otter, Courtney James, and Amelia Silasek. All right, and as they're off. And with the start, it looks like lane number 2 is taking a strong lead as they approach the first half. Let's see if they can continue this momentum into the second half. And lane number 2 staying strong with the momentum. And the results, finishing first, lane number 2 with a time of 34:28. All right, and as we approach into the second heat, from lanes 1 through 5 and number 8, we have Yaren Kaya, Sarah Kennedy, Colleen Hoban, Maddie Pugliese, Alexa Henderson, and Sophia Mongilo. As they're getting ready, and they're off. All right. All right, and as we continue on, lane number 4 seems to be taking the lead. Let's see how they do with the second half on the turnover. If they can continue this momentum strong. And it looks like lane number 4 is still continuing on the momentum. Lane number 5 close behind. All right, and the results for this heat coming in at first is lane number 4 with 33:12 as their time. Congratulations to Maddie Pugliese. All right, and then we continue on to the third heat of the girls 50-yard butterfly. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Ange Rua, Molly Mays, Charlotte Willard, Reagan Birdshaw, Kaylee Howley, Sophia Scarlato, Zoe Braun, and Sophia Dejanaro. And as they're getting ready, they're off. All right. And with the lead, looks like lanes number 4 and 1 are pretty close. Actually, 4 coming out with a strong start. We'll see how well they do as they approach the second half. They can continue this momentum. Lane 4 looks like she's continuing on strong. Lane number 6 is coming in. Also strong momentum close behind. However, as we finish this race, finishing first is actually lane number 4. Lane number 33:35. Wow. Reagan Birdshaw finishes first. All right. And as we approach heat number 4 with lanes 1 through 8, -2. From lane 1, 3 through 8, we have Ava Lynn, Taylor McNamara, Lauren Dodge, Elizabeth Evans, Ava Murham, Caroline Scott, and Ella Hall. And they're off. All right. And from the results of our first send-off from the dive, it looks like lane number 5 has a slight lead over everyone else. Lane 1 coming in close behind as we approach the second half. And it looks like lane number 8 or lane number 7 and 5 are close. Lane number 7 losing momentum. Lane number 5 continuing strong. And our results, lane number 5 finishes first with a 31:97. Congratulations to Elizabeth Evans. As we approach heat number 5. Heat number 5 has contestants 1 through 8 with Tegan Tarzali, Kiara Leon, Alexa Cesapanik, Lexi Dominguez, Leah Skates, Molly Stead, Sarah Flynn, and Diona Gashi. All right, and as we looking on first, lanes 3, 2, and 1 are very close, neck and neck. Let's see how well they do on the turnover. Lane 8 actually seems to be gaining momentum as well. Lanes 3, 2, and 8 are neck and neck. Lane 4 catching back up. Let's see who can finish first. Lane 8 looking like they're pulling up ahead. Let's see. And the results. Lane number 2 finishes first with a 31.55. That was a close heat with Kira Leon taking it first. All neck and neck, everyone within 1 or 2 seconds with each other. Very close race there. All right, and as we approach heat number 6, from lanes 1 through 8, we have Natalie Koziol, Taylor Leoplay, Anna Jacob, Lillian Miller, Molly Hoban, Megan Joe, Emily Butler, and Claire Kulmo as we approach this heat. And they're off. Looks like lanes number 3 and 4 are taking in quite the lead. They're neck and neck. Let's see how well they can continue this on to the second half. How well they handle the turnover. And it looks like lane 4 has a better turnover. Lane 4 continuing a strong momentum. Lane 3 catching up ahead. However, it's just too much as lane 4 finishes first. Congratulations to Lillian Miller. All right, and as we're approaching the second to last heat of the girls 50-yard butterfly, from lanes 1 through 8, we have Layla Lamore, Haley Wines, Julia Lizuski, Josie Nesta, Veronica Okarowski, Sophia Rastelli, Hannah Kaufman, and Rachel Alejandro. All right, and now we're getting ready for the 7th heat of the girls' 50-yard butterfly. And they're getting ready, and they're off. And coming in with a lead, looks like lane 2 is taking a very slight lead. However, lane 1 and 3 are quickly catching back up. Everything's pretty neck and neck. Let's see how things fare off as they continue on to the second quarter, or the second half. And it looks like lane 3, lane 6, and lane 7 are neck and neck. Lane 6 is taking a lead. Let's see who finishes first. And it looks like lane number 5 is actually the winner, finishing at a 29.09. Congratulations to Veronica Okarowski. All right. And as we approach the final heat of the girls' 50-yard butterfly, From lanes 1 through 8, we have Arya Mulmi, Mary Sampara, Lauren Lord, Maria Lee, Elizabeth Bodie, Amanda Ford, Laura Diganaro, and Lucy Boisaneu. All right, and they're off. Looks like lane number 4 is taking the lead. Let's see how well as they can continue on to the second half. It looks like lane number 4 still continuing to hold on to that lead. Lane number 5 very close behind his second neck. Lane number 5 getting ever so slight momentum. However, it looks like lane number 4 finishes strong with a 26.86. Congratulations to Maria Lee. And that wraps up our girls 50-yard butterfly. Our next set of heats, we have a total of 14 of them. We have the girls 100-yard freestyle. And our first heat consists of 3 racers. From lanes 3 to 5, we have Gabby Costa, Caitlin Curran, and Liliana Kostecki. All right, and we're getting ready for the girls 100-yard freestyle. Once again, our first heat consists of Gabby Costa, Caitlin Curran, and Liliana Kostecki from lanes 3 and 5. All right, and with the start off, looks like lane number 5 is taking the lead for the first quarter. Can they continue this momentum as they approach the second quarter? All right, and it looks like lane number 5 is still continuing this strong momentum as they have a dominating position over the other lanes. Let's see if they can hold out still for the second half of the 100-yard free stroke. And they continue to have this dominating position, this dominating lead. Let's see if the other lanes can catch up as we approach the last quarter. And as we approach the last quarter, lane number 5 has finished their turnover. Meanwhile, the other lanes have just started their turnover. All right, and the results of the 100-yard stroke. Finishing first is lane number 5, finishing with a time of 1:27.71. All right, And we continue on to the second heat of the 100 yards freestyle. From lanes 2 through 5 and number 7, we have Amelia Silaslik, Sophia Mongilo, Lily Mwekner, Leela Mordov, and Ella McKenzie. As they're getting ready. And they're off. All right, and from the start, lane number 4 seems to be taking a very slight lead. However, it looks like they're getting overtaken by lane number 3. Let's see if they can continue this momentum as they approach the second quarter. And from the looks of it, lane number 5 actually seems to be taking the lead now with a strong turnover. Lane number 3 catching quickly back up. Lane number 4 also as well. It's neck and neck between these 3 lanes as they enter this second half of the 100 yards. See how well they do their turnover. Lane number 5 coming out with a very slight lead. However, lane number 3 quickly overtakes. Lane number 4 coming in close behind. It's neck and neck between these 3 lanes, lane 3, 4, and 5, as we approach the last quarter. And entering the last quarter, it looks like lane number 5 with the strongest turnover has the strongest lead. However, it looks like they're quickly losing a little bit of steam as lanes 4 and 3 are coming quickly behind. Lane 4 coming back up. However, lane number 5 still continuing strong as we end with lane number 5 finishing first with a 1:15.95. Congratulations to Leela Mordov. All right, and we enter heat number 3 out of 14 for the girls 100-yard freestyle. Lanes 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. We have Delaney Towie, Marin Tarfano, Colleen Hoban, Phoebe Thomas, Alexa Henderson, and Emily Morales. And they're off. All right, is taking the lead, or lane number 4, my bad. See as they fare into the second quarter. Looks like lane number 4 still taking the lead, being slightly overtaken by lane number 5. It's neck and neck between these 2 lanes. Lane number 5 looks like they're taking the lead as they continue into the second half. And with the second turnover, it looks like lane number 5 continues to hold on to that lead. Lane number 4 losing a little bit of momentum here. Lane 2 quickly coming back up too. As we enter the final quarter, it looks like lane number 4 continuing strong with the momentum. Lane number 4 having a dominating performance over the other lanes. Oh, sorry, lane number 5. Lane number 5 actually having a dominating performance, and it looks like lane number 5 finishing first at a 1:08.94. Congratulations to Colleen Hoban. All right, and as we enter the 4th heat of the 14 for the girls 100-yard freestyle, from lanes 1 through 6 and 8, we have Amelia Baird, Caroline Saunders, Sophia DeGennaro, Adriano Giacchino, Sarah Kennedy, Salma Maclad, and Caroline Nichols. All right, and we're getting ready for the fourth heat. All right, well, while we're waiting for our fourth heat, once again, I'd like to remind you to thank you for tuning in for WHCI for the West Hartford Girls Swim Meet invites for the season. All right, and we're getting ready. And they're getting into position, and they're off. And from the start of this heat, looks like lane one has taken quite the lead over the others as we continue into the first quarter. Let's see how well she can continue on as we move on to the second quarter. And from the turnover, it looks like lane one is still continuing a strong position. However, lane two and lane two quickly close behind. As we move on to the second half, how well they do on the second turnover. Lane one still continuing strong, dominating this heat. Lane two losing quite a bit of momentum, and every other lane in the dust. And as we enter the final quarter, lane one started the turnover as lane two just starting the turnover, and everyone else moving in to the final quarter. Lane one, strong lead. And moving in for our results as we finish with lane one with a time of 1:05.05. Congratulations to Amelia Baird. All right. And we move into our fifth heat of the girls 100-yard freestyle. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Mariella Potter, Tegan Tarzali, Lila Krosh, Maddie Pugliese, Olivia Gordon, Sarah Flynn, Rachel Gentile, and Alyssa Gentile. And as they're getting ready, they're off. And with these races are off in the first quarter, looks like lane two is pulling up ahead over every other lane thus far. Let's see if they can continue this momentum as we approach into the second quarter. Lane two with a strong turnover. Lane three, second, not too far behind. Lane four tying in with lane three. However, lane two seems to have the strongest lead thus far. Let's see if they can continue this into the second half with the second turnover as we approach the third quarter. Lane two, a strong performance, strong dominating lead compared to every other lane. As we approach the last quarter. And it looks like lane two, just a strong lead over everyone else. However, lane four with a good turnover. Let's see if they can catch back up. However, it looks like the lead is just too great as lane two finishes first with a 102.82. Congratulations to Madeline Marcini. Wait, no, Tegan Tarzali. Sorry, my bad. All right, and as we approach this sixth heat of the girls' yard 100 free stroke, from lanes 1 through 8, we have Sophie Scarlato, Madeline Mancini, Zoe Braun, Penny Tuccio, Jessica Vickerman, Yasmin Hafez, Layla Tempestili, and Lizzie Goschel. All right, and as we approach the first quarter, it looks like lane three is neck and neck with lane one. Let's see how well they can do with the second quarter. And it looks like lane three, lane seven are pretty neck and neck coming out of the turnover. It looks like lane six is also catching back up. It's a three-way tie. It looks like lane three is pulling out ahead ever so slightly as we approach the second half. And with the second turnover, it looks like lane three is pulling out ahead. Lane one is also catching back up. Lane 6 and 7 as well. Or lanes 5 and 6 coming in not too far behind. Lane 3 still coming out strong as they approach the final quarter. And with the final quarter, it looks like Lane 3 is pushing on strong. The other lanes seem to be catching up. However, with the momentum gain from the other lane, from the other quarters, looks like Lane 3 finishes first with a 105.09. Congratulations to Zoe Braun. All right, and we approach the 7th heat of the girls 100-yard freestyle. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Sophia Fiskwald, Isabel Baggio, Leah Skates, Taylor McNamara, Fiona Power, Audrey Clark, Julieta Garcia, and Danielle Kim. And they're off. And it looks like lane 2 is taking the lead over here, ever so slightly over lane 1 and 3. Lane 5 catching up as we approach into the first turnover. It looks like lane 6 starting off strong with a strong turnover, continuing first in the second quarter. Lanes 2 and 4 are catching back up, or lanes 2 and 5, my bad, as we approach the second turnover in the second half. Looks like lane 5 is coming out strong with the lead here. Or rather, lane 6. However, lanes 1 and 2 are catching back up rather quickly. Let's see how well they can handle the last quarter. As they approach the last quarter, lane 6 strong with the turnover. Looks like they're in the lead. However, lanes 1 and 7 are kind of close behind. Lane 1 catching up quickly to lane 6. And the results, lane 6 finishes first with a 103.86. Congratulations to Audrey Clark. All right, and as we approach the 8th heat out of the girls 100-yard freestyle, from lanes 1 through 8, we have Lucy Schwartz, Claire Coolmo, Kayla Loney, Sophia Edelman, Hannah Fink, Sioran Kim, Elizabeth Evans, and Hannah Kaufman. They're getting ready, and they're off. And it looks like from the start of things, the first lane is taking a slight lead over lanes 2 and 8. Let's see how well they can do on the turnover. And it looks like lane 8 is coming out with a strong turnover as lane 8 continues in first for the second quarter. Lane 7 coming in also close behind. Let's see how well they can do in the second turnover as we approach the second half. It looks like lane 8 continues to have the momentum, the lead. Lane 7 also still close behind, neck and neck. Looks like lane 4 is also coming in close too. And as we approach the last quarter, lane 8 continuing that strong lead. Lane 7 just a little bit behind, but looks like cannot catch up to lane 8. And as we approach the finish line, it looks like lane 8 finishes first with a 1:00.27. Nice job, Hannah Kaufman. All right, and we approach the 9th heat. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Cecilia Filotto, Kristen Timpano, Dana Pletter, McKenna Harms, Katie Chaletsky, Olivia Forelli, Peyton Maynard, and Cecilia Peck. And we continue into the first quarter. It looks like this is a very neck and neck, but however, it looks like lanes 1 and 7 have the lead here. As we'll see who can continue this lead with a turnover. It looks like lanes 7 and 1 are continuing strong. Lane 5 is quickly catching up to the 2 of them. All right, and as we continue into the second half, looks like lanes 1 and 7 continuing strong. Lane 5 coming on also strong. Looks like it's neck and neck between lanes 1 and 7 still as we approach the final quarter. And in the final corner, it looks like lane number 7 is just out slightly in the lead. Lane 1 maybe also in the lead. It's neck and neck. Who will finish first? The results are in. Lane 1 finishes first over 7th with a time of 1:03.28. Nice job, Cecilia Filetto. And as we approach the 10th heat, we have from lanes 1 through 8, Zian Zhang, Alexis Nguyen, Victoria Korzak, Lillian Miller, Donna Park, Haley Wines, Peyton Romero, and Caroline Scott. All right, coming out of the second quarter, looks like lane 7 is taking the lead here. Lane 4 quickly taking back the momentum here. And as we approach the second half and the second turnover, let's see who can take the momentum here. Lane 7 still continuing strong, however, lane 4 neck and neck. Looks like lane 4 overtakes lane 7 ever so slightly as we continue into the last quarter. And we'll see who finishes strong. Lane 7 with a strong turnover. Lane 4 with a not so strong turnover. Let's see if we can continue this. Lane 7 continuing the lead. And the results are lane 7 finishes first with a 59.02. Peyton Romero takes it first. All right, as we approach the 11th heat of the 100-yard girls freestyle, from lanes 1 through 8, we have Lexi Dominguez, Ruby Toms, Cora Doucette, Martha Smith, Layla Lamore, Anna Jacob, Sophia Rastelli, and Molly Newton. Also coming in close behind as we continue into the second quarter, lane 4 seems to be taking the lead on this one. Actually, lane 6 taking the lead over here, ever so slightly over lane 4. Let's see how well they fare on the second turnover as we approach the second half. It looks like lane 6 still continuing the lead. However, lane 4 overtaking lane 6 here, with lane 1 very close behind. And as we approach the final quarter, let's see who can continue this momentum. Lane 6 has a strong turnover and is in first over lanes 5, lanes 4, and lane 1. Let's see if they can continue this momentum. And as they finish this, lane 6 finishes first with a 1:00.35. Anna Jacob takes it over. All right. And we approach the 12th heat. With lanes 2 through 8, we have Regan Sampson, Jennifer Parks, Sophie Redfern, Lila Harhay, Hannah Socha, Kaylee Polnick, and Grace Chu. And they're off. And it looks like lanes 2 and 4 have the lead here. Let's see how well they can do in the first turnover. And it looks like lane 7 is coming out first, finishing with a strong turnover. As they approach the second half and the second turnover, lanes 5 and 4 are close behind. And with a strong turnover, it looks like lane 4 is taking the lead here, or lane 5 taking the lead here. Lane 4 and 2 close behind as we approach the final turnover and the final quarter. It looks like lane 5 is taking the lead here. Lane 7 close behind. Let's see if lane 5 can continue this momentum. 29. Layla Harhay finishes first. And with the second to last heat, heat 13, from lanes 1 through 8, we have Ella Pape, Lucy Pinsence, Miriam Labads, Rachel Matthews, Kira Nguyen, Julia Morcos, Claire Haverly, and Molly Womer. As we're getting ready for the 13th heat out of the girls 100-yard freestyle. Once again, thank you for tuning in to WHCI for the coverage of the West Hartford Girls Swim Invite. All right, and we're getting ready for the 13th heat. To get into position, and they're off. And it looks like number 1 is coming out with a very strong lead here. However, the other lanes are catching back up. Let's see how well they fare in the first turnover. Looks like lane 1 is still coming out strong. However, lanes 4 and 5 are coming up strong behind. Let's see if lane 1 can continue this momentum as they approach the second turnover. And with the second turnover, lane 1 is coming out very strong with a dominating lead. Let's see if they can continue this lead as they enter the last turnover. And lane 1 losing a little bit of momentum here as lane 6 catches up ever so slightly. However, the lead gain from lane 1 is just too great, and lane 1 finishes with a 57.94. Ella Pape finishes strong. All right. And as we enter the last heat for the girls 100-yard freestyle, lanes 1 through 8, we have Mindy Zhao, Gracie Loney, Jane Harhe, Laura DeGennaro, Elo Nadu, Miriam Yoel, Mary Sempa, and Ziggy Edney. And we enter. It looks like every lane's pretty neck and neck. It looks like lane 4 has a very slight lead with lane 1 very close behind. Let's see how well they can do in the turnover. Lane 5 looks like to be taking the lead here with lane 6 very close behind. Lane 6 overtaking lane 5. Let's see how well they continue on for this second turnover. And it looks like lane 5 has the lead. Lane 4 actually very close behind here. Neck and neck as they continue into the last quarter. And it looks like lane 5 coming out first. Let's see if lane 4 can match up the momentum. And we finished with lane 6 at a 55.19 in a lane 2. Or lane 4 finishing second, 54.46, only 20 milliseconds behind. Congratulations to Ella Nudau. And that wraps up all the girls 100-yard freestyle heats that we have for this afternoon. Our next set of heats is the girls 50-yard breaststroke. And with just 19 more heats to go, I hope everyone is having a wonderful time watching all these intensive heats for the girls' swimming invites of the season. Our first heat of the 8 for the girls' 50-yard breaststroke. We have 3 racers from lanes 3 to 5. We have Sylvie Otter, Marley Bloom, and Courtney James. All right, and we're approaching the start of the first heat of the girls' 50-yard breaststroke. Once again, we have 3 racers from lanes 3 through 5 with Sylvie Otter, Miley Bloom, and Courtney James. We start off with lane 3 taking the lead. However, lane 5 and lane 4 not too far behind. Let's see if they can continue this momentum as they approach the second half. It looks like lane 3 is continuing their momentum with a very strong lead, and it looks like they'll be able to overtake it over the other 2 lanes. And as we finish this race, lane 3 finishes first with a time of 41:67. And we're getting ready for the second heat. With lanes 1 through 7, we have Sarah Scobo, Morgan Johnson, Delaney Towie, Lila Kraj, Charlotte Willard, Maria Howie, and Yaren Kaya. For the second heat of the 50-yard breaststroke. They're off. All right. And it looks like lane 4 is coming out with a lead. Lane 3 very close behind. Pretty neck and neck, actually. Lane 2 and lane 1 not too far behind either. Second half, it looks like lane 3 is taking the lead here. Actually, lane 4 taking the lead here by quite a margin. It looks like lane 5 is a little close behind. Lane 5 neck and neck with lane 4. Let's see who could finish first as they approach the end. And the results, lane 3 actually takes it first with a 46.81 over the others. Congratulations to Delaney Towie, as we enter our third heat for the 50-yard girls breaststroke. We enter Maddie from lanes 1 through 8. We have Maddie Zarkazewski, Harini Sodar, Swidhar, Ange Rua, Nicole Ibrahim, Molly Mays, Tenzin Thubton, Ava Muharram, and Emma Swanson. As we continue in, looks like the first half of this lead here, very neck and neck with lanes 2 and 4. See how well they do in the turnover. Looks like lane 7 taking the lead here. Lane 7, lane 6 close behind lane 7. And as we finish this heat, looks like lane number 7 finishes first with a 41.61. Congratulations to Ava Muharram. All right, and we enter into the fourth heat from lanes 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have Jillian Brush, Julie Levy, Evelyn, Bridget Morrison, Dana Pletter, Rowan Seal, and Caroline Saunders. And from this start, it looks like lane number 3 has the lead here, close behind with lane number 1. Let's see how well they handle the turnover here as we approach the second half. It looks like lane number 7 is taking the lead here, actually, with a strong turnover. Lane number 3 also strong. It's neck and neck. Looks like lane number 7 still finishing strong with a lead. Very powerful turnover. And .12. Lane number 7 not too far behind with a 60s. With a 39.71, 60 milliseconds right behind lane number 3. Lane number 3, Ava Lynn finishing first. Heat number 5, we have from lanes 1 through 8, we have Casey Lands, Audrey Clark, Lauren Dodge, Mariella Potter, Olivia Gordon, Adriana Giacchino, Olivia Froele, and Peyton Romero. All right, starting off, it looks like lane number 2 has a lead over everyone else. Let's see how well they can do on the turnover. Looks like lane number 2 coming out first still. However, lane number 8 looking close behind. It's hard to see from this perspective. It looks like lane number 2 and lane number 8 are neck and neck. And it looks like lane number 8 is actually going to overtake lane number 2. And then lane number 8 finishes first with a 39.26. Peyton Romero finishing first, finishing strong with a strong overtake there as we enter this 6th heat of the night. The 6th heat of the 50-yard girls breaststroke. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Caroline Nichols, Denitsa Pineva, Yasmin Hafez, Hannah Fink, Olivia Perkowski, Alyssa Poskars, Kaylee Polnick, and Colleen Hoburn. All right. And as we approach the first heat, looks like lane 4 and lane 1 are pretty close neck and neck in the lead here. And as we continue in, it looks like lane number 5 here is coming out strong with quite a sizable lead compared to every other lane. Lane 6 kind of close behind, lane 7 as well. And as we finish this heat, looks like lane number 5 finishes first with a 36.57. Olivia Perkowski overtakes them all at the end. And we approach the 7th heat, featuring from lanes 1 through 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Mia Kennedy, Colby Sizer, Olivia Korzak, Gwen Bai, Noelle Launder, Lucy Schwartz, and Rosalie Alonso. All right, and looks like lanes 3 and 4, lanes 3 and 5 and 1 are neck and neck as we approach the second half. Let's see who has a stronger turnover here. It looks like lane 5 has quite the lead here with a strong turnover over lanes 1 and 3. Lane 5 with the lead here. And as they continue this momentum, it looks like lane 5 will finish first here with a 35.20. Gwen Mai having a strong second half there. And as we approach the final heat of the 50-yard breaststroke, we have Molly Hoban from lanes 1 through 8. We have Molly Hoban, Katie Atwood, Samantha Kamaki, Annika Paluski, Maria Lee, Abigail Miko, Reagan Birdshaw, and Amalia Baird. It looks like lane 4 has the lead here. Lane 5 close behind. Let's see who can gain the lead here with the second half to have the lead here. Actually, lane 4 overtaking lane 5. And it looks like lane 4 finishes first over lane 5 with a 30.24. And that wraps up all of the girls' 50-yard breaststroke. And it looks like we're entering the final set of heats for the night, as we finish off with the girls' 100-yard IM. All right, we have a total of 11 heats here, and we have quite a few racers for the first heat. With lanes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, we have Martha Smith, Tenzin Thubton, Jillian Brush, Emma Swanson, Lily Mwenker, Alexa Henderson, and Browan Seal. Once again, WHCI thanks you for tuning in for the girls swim invite for the season. All right, and we're getting ready for the girls' 100-yard individual medley, where they have to use one of each stroke type for each quarter. From Heat 1, we have 7 racers in each lane from 1 through 6 and 8. And they're off. And starting off first, we have lane number 1 taking a dominant lead here. Let's see if they can continue this momentum with as they move on to the next quarter. Breaststroke seems to be not a problem for them. And it looks like lane number 1 still continues to have this strong momentum over every other lane here. With the strong backstroke as they continue into the next quarter. All right. It looks like they're going for the breaststroke here. Lane 1 still a dominant position here over every other lane. And they finish strong with the freestyle. As we wrap up the first heat, it looks like lane number 1 finishes first with a 1:11.56. Martha Smith takes it over. All right, and as we approach the second heat of the 100-yard individual medley, we have Ange Rua from lanes 1 through 8. Ange Rua, Fiona Power, Coley, and we start off strong with a butterfly. It looks like lane 8 is taking it first. Let's see, close behind with lanes 1 and 3. Let's see how well they do in the turnover as each lane continues and transitions into the backstroke. Lane 8 seems to have a strong lead here. Lane 1 looks like gaining momentum here. Lane 1 overtakes lane 8. Let's see how well they continue in as they move on to the breaststroke for the second turnover. Looks like lane 8 and lane 1 are neck and neck. Lane 8 taking a slight lead over lane 1. This is close. Lane 8 turns over first as they move on to the freestyle. And it looks like lane 8 with a dominating lead over everyone else, finishing strong and finishing first. Lane 8 with a 1:13.89. Amelia Baird finishing strong there. As they move into the third heat, featuring lanes 1, Sophie Scarlato, Colby Sizer, Molly Stead, Kaylee Howley, and Megan Hoban. As they get ready. And they're off. Lane 3 starting off strong with the initial lead with the butterfly. Let's see how well if they can maintain this lead in the first turnover as they move on to the backstroke. Lane 3 still continuing to lead here. Lane 6 next closest behind. However, there's still quite a sizable lead. Let's see if lane 3 can continue this momentum as they move into the breaststroke on the second turnover. And lane 3 with a sizable lead, dominating this heat. Leagues ahead over every other lane. Let's see if they can continue this momentum as they reach the final quarter with the free stroke. And with a dominating performance, lane 3 maintains momentum and stays in the lead as they finish first with a 1:12.08. Elizabeth Evans taking it over. All right, and we approach our fourth heat with lanes 1 through 8. We have Madeline Mancini, Claire Coolmo, Maddie Pugliese, Emily Butler, Ava Murham, Zoe Braun, Ava Lynn, and Tegan Tarzali. Pardon my pronunciation. And they're off. Looks like lane 2 has the lead. Lane 1 slightly overtaking lane 2 here with the butterfly. It's neck and neck. Let's see who can overtake who as they approach the backstroke here. Lane 8 actually taking the lead here with a strong turnover here. Lanes 2 and 1 coming in kind of close behind. Lane 4 also catching up. Lane 5 also catching up. And as we approach the second turnover here into the breaststroke. And it looks like, it's hard to tell. It looks like lane 5 might be taking the lead here. Lane 5 taking the lead here with lane 1 very close behind. Lane 1 and 5 neck and neck with each other. Let's see who can finish off strong with this last free stroke of the last quarter. Lane 4, lane 8 are neck and neck. Or rather, lane 5 and lane 8. Looks like lane 8 is slightly going to take the lead here. And then finishing first, lane 8 with 1:15.81 on the board. Tegan Tarzali finishes strong here. All right, as we approach the 5th out of the 11th heat for the individual medley, we have Lucy Schwartz from lanes 1 through 8. Lucy Schwartz, Kristen Timpano, Kaylee McNamara, Abigail Miko, Caroline Scott, Katie Chaletsky, Natalie Corziol, and Molly Newton. All right, and it looks like with the slight lead, lanes 1 and 3 are in the very slight lead. However, every other lane is neck and neck. Let's see who fares well in this turnover. It looks like lane 7 is taking the lead on the first turnover as they approach the back pedal. Lanes 4 and 3, not too close. Lanes 4 and 8, not too close behind. Let's see how well lane 7 can maintain this momentum as they approach the next turnover as they enter the breaststroke. Lane 7 looks like coming out ahead over every other lane. However, lane 6 is neck and neck. It looks like lane 6 might overtake lane 7 here. Lane 3 also neck and neck. Lane 3 overtakes as they approach the final turnover. Each one going into the freestyle mode. Looks like lane 8 has the strongest turnover here. Lane 8 is going to finish strong here. Lane 7 not too far behind. Lane 4 neck and neck. It looks like lane 4 finishes first with a 1:13.26. Give it up for lane 4. Abigail Miko finishes first. All right, and we approach the sixth heat of the individual medley. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Diona Gashi, Haley Wines, Nia Villanueva, Tali Horesco, Maggie Maloney, Danielle Kim, Noelle Launder, and Adriana Giacchino as they get ready. And they're off. All right, and starting off this heat, looks like lane 2 had initial start, but looks like lane 1 is getting quick momentum over lane 2 on the butterfly. Let's see how well they can do on the first overturn, moving into the back pedal. Lane 4 is taking the lead here, not too behind. Lane 5 not too close behind, along with lane 2. Lane 2 is neck and neck. Lane 2 is starting to overtake lane 4 on the back pedal. Let's see how strong these two lanes can continue the momentum as they move on to the breaststroke. Moving on to the breaststroke, looks like lane 4 is taking the lead here. Lane 2 close behind. Lane 5 still continuing that momentum. Lane 1 is catching back up. And as we approach the last quarter As we approach the freestyle, lane 5 continuing strong, lane 6 not too close behind. Lane 5 still containing momentum, and lane 4, actually my bad, lane 4 has strong momentum the entirety of time. And lane 4 finishes first at a 1:11.04. Congratulations to Tali Horesco. All right, and we approach the 7th heat of the individual medley. We have Kayla Loney from lanes 1 through 8. We have Kayla Loney, Ziggy Edney, Olivia Perkowski, Megan Joe, Celia Filoti, Reagan Sampson, Sophia Rostelli, and Lucy Pinchinche. And as we continue in, starting off strong, lane 2, starting off strong with the butterfly. Let's see if they can continue this momentum as they move on to the back pedal. It looks like lane 7 is coming in with the lead here over lane 2, who is neck and neck right now with the back pedal. Lane 6 is gaining quick momentum, and lane 4 as well as they go on to the overturn. Moving on to the breaststroke, looks like lane 4 is taking the lead here. Lane 2, neck and neck, lane 2 taking the lead over lane 4 here. And lane 6 quickly gaining momentum, lane 6 gaining the lead here. Lane 6, 2, and 4 neck and neck as they approach the final turnover. Lane 6 with a very strong turnover moves on, getting the lead for the free stroke. As they finish stronger first, lane 6 finishes with a 1:08.87. All right, and as we approach the final sets of heats, the finals of the heats, lane 8 out of 11. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Peyton Maynard, Bridget Morrison, Claire Haverly, Gwen Bai, Gracie Galoni, Mia Kennedy, Taylor Leoplay, and Molly Hoban for the first set of finals. And neck and neck, it looks like lane 3 is taking an ever so slight lead with the butterfly. Let's see how well she can handle keeping the lead as we move on to the back pedal. Looks like lane number 5 is taking the lead here. Lane 5 having a strong lead with a strong turnover. Lanes 4 and 3 close behind. Let's see how well they can continue this momentum as they move on to the breaststroke. And lane 5 still continuing the momentum here. Lanes 3 and 4 gaining quick momentum here, overtaking lane 5, lane 4 in the lead here. And as they approach the final quarter, as they enter the free stroke, looks like lane 4 is coming out in the lead here. Lane 5 is close behind. Lane 5 gaining momentum here in the last free stroke. Neck and neck, and it looks like they finish. Ooh. Lane 4 finishes just barely over 1:09.37 over lane 5. 30 milliseconds right behind lane 4. Gwen Bai finishes strong there at the end. All right, now we approach into heat number 9. From lanes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, we have Josie Nesta, Lucy Boisenou, Ella Hall, Miriam Labadzi, Era Momi, Rosalie Alonso, and Katie Atwood. And from the first turnover, it looks like lanes number 6 and number 2 are coming out strong as they enter the backstroke. Let's see how well they can continue this momentum as they approach the breaststroke. It looks like lane 2 is coming out with a strong momentum lead here. And as we approach the final turnover, lane 2 seemed to struggle with a turnover And it's starting to become a lot closer here. Lane 2 and lane 6 neck and neck here. Lane 2 still has the momentum though, and lane 2 finishes first with a 108.24. And that finishes heat number 9 as we approach to heat number 10. From lanes 1 through 8, we have Lila Harhe, Jane Harhe, Veronica Okarowski, Julia Lazuski, Samantha Chamaki, Elizabeth Bodie, Kira Nguyen, and Rachel Matthews. As we enter the first turnover, looks like lane 6 has the momentum here. Let's see how strong they can carry that over to the backstroke. Looks like lane 6 still maintaining that lead. Having a strong lead over the rest of the lanes. Looks like lanes 4 and 5 somewhat close behind as we enter the breaststroke. Looks like lane 6 is struggling here in the breaststroke. Lane 4 and 5 are quickly gaining momentum here. Lane 2 not close behind. Lane 5 having the lead here as we approach the final turnover. And for the final free stroke, lane 5, lane 8, close, neck and neck. Lane 5 having the slight lead. And it looks like we finish the 10th heat with lane 5 finishing first at a 106.03. Samantha Chamaki takes it over. And we approach the final heat of the night. The 85th heat of the night from lanes 1 through 8. Amanda Ford, Mindy Zhao, Anika Paluska, Maria Lee, Ellen Nando, Laura DeGanero, Belle Christensen, and Lauren Lord are finishing off this final heat for the night. They're getting ready. And they're off. And this one is neck and neck. Everyone off at a blazingly high speed. Lane 4 finishes the breast. Lane 4 still continuing their momentum. Lane 5 not too far behind. Lane 3 as well, as they move on to the breaststroke. And it looks like lane 4 still continuing that momentum, still continuing that lead. Lane 3, however, is getting ground on lane 4. And it looks like they're getting close to finishing the turnover neck and neck as we approach the final turnover of the night. Lane 4 is finishing strong with a lead. Lanes 5 and 3 are not too far behind, but lane 4 finishes strong with a 101.16. All right, and that wraps up all of the heats of the night. Thank you for tuning in to WHCI's coverage of the West Hartford girls swim invites.